Hey Sleevers, today we are making cinnamon protein donuts. These are super easy to make, they are so yummy, and we're gonna dip them in a little bit of cinnamon with some Splenda brown sugar. It's gonna be so good. Let's get started. Here's what you're gonna need. 1 cup equivalent of sugar. In this case, we're using a granular stevia, which is exactly 1:1. You're gonna need a cup of unflavored whey protein. You can use a vanilla. If you're gonna use a vanilla protein powder, then don't use the actual vanilla. You don't need to add that to the recipe, but I like the taste of adding my real vanilla instead. You're gonna need 1/2 cup of a brown sugar substitute, so equivalent to 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So depending on what substitute you use, it'll either be 1/2 cup or maybe more or less. Just follow the instructions. Also, 1/2 cup of coconut oil, and you want it melted so that it's now a liquid coconut oil. So you can just put it in the microwave or put it on your stove for a few minutes. You're gonna need 1 egg that you've beaten just a little bit. I've got 1/2 cup here of coconut flour. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then over here we have 1/2 cup of chia seeds that we've blended. We've made a chia meal just in my blender. And that's all you need. Let's get started. So we're gonna add in our sugar, all our dry ingredients first. So our protein powder, our brown sugar, our cinnamon and nutmeg, which is so yummy, our chia seeds, and we're going to add in our coconut flour, and over here our baking powder. There we go. We're just going to mix that all up together. Oh, I forgot to mention that we need a cup of water. So don't forget, we'll add that in when we get to our liquids. Here we go. And when you're mixing your dry ingredients, you don't have to overmix, but you do have to make sure that everything's pretty even all the way through. You don't want to have areas where you still have lots of cinnamon and areas where you don't really have any. So just get it so it's a nice smooth consistency. Sometimes your chia, because it's denser and there's more oils in the chia seeds, sometimes they'll form sort of little balls in there, so you want to break them up if you see them. There we go. Now we're going to add in our egg and our coconut oil. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1, 2. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If you love vanilla, you can add a little bit more if you want. And a cup of water. Just dump that right in and we'll mix it up. This looks great. I've already greased my pan with some coconut spray. Make sure that when you're using your spray, you don't use a canola spray. So find a coconut one if you can. It's pretty readily available. You can even get your own little pumps if you want to. And let's cook these up. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just kind of want to fill them up, but not where they're all the way filled, because they are going to rise a little bit. So go ahead. I like to do it sort of in 3s, so I do 1 little spoonful, and then another little spoonful, and then the 3rd spoonful, and that gets them full. If you're really smart, you can also grab a Ziploc bag and cut the corner of it and just go ahead and almost ice them in. But we've already started this way, so we'll finish this way. I'm going to get these done. I'm going to pop them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. All right, our cinnamon protein donuts are ready. We're gonna pull them out of the oven now. Here they are. Now don't worry about how the top looks. Once we get them out of the muffin tin, the pretty side is going to be the other side that you can't see right now. These smell so good. Oh my goodness. And we got most of them out. Just gonna twist them a little bit so they let loose, and then get the rest out. Perfect. So here's our little trick. We're gonna use our coconut oil Pam spray, and we're gonna actually spray all of our little donuts, and then we're gonna turn around and we're gonna dip them in a mixture of cinnamon, brown sugar equivalent, so not real brown sugar, but your brown sugar substitute, and white sugar substitute. So we've used a mixture of Splenda and stevia here, but you can use whatever mixture you want. So here we go, just go right ahead and spray them up. Now I'm gonna spray both sides, even the ugly side that we're not gonna display. There we go. And flip them back over. And I'm gonna give them a second little coat just so they pick up our sugar really nicely. And here we go, we just dip it in, dip again, and set it down. Quick dip, and set it down. Don't those look great? Dip. Make sure you work fast so that you're able to dip them before the coconut spray starts to dry, because you want them to be nice and coated. These smell so good. You would never know that we have used chia seeds, we have used protein powder. These are high in fiber, they are sugar-free, they are grain-free, they have coconut oil in them, and they are absolutely, absolutely divine smelling. So let's try a little bit and make sure they taste as good as they smell. Yeah, they do. You're gonna like these. Okay, like, comment, subscribe. I would love to see your variations on these. Thanks so much, guys.